Hey, what's up YouTube? Xeptron here, and welcome to my second episode of How to Solo Queue series, where today we'll be talking about a champion styles in support role. So there are plenty of styles. We're gonna go through all of them step by step in this video. So I would like you to leave some feedback about this video and maybe some other videos you would like me to tell you and teach you in support role. Definitely leave them down below, and let's get right into it. Right now we're gonna go through all these 4 different playstyles that you see in support role, like PL supports, tank engage, poke damage, and assassins. We're gonna go through all of them step by step to learn how to play them, where do you have to position yourself as, and maybe some potential matchups here and there. But let's go step by step. So first of all, peel and heal supports. As of currently, I would say those are well, those champions are the meta right now. You can see a lot in the solo queue and a professional scene where people play like Nami with Lucian together, for example, or Lulu together with Sivir. You can also see some Yumi playing left and right. So definitely one of the top tier champions currently in support roles. Obviously, those are the champions that are peel and protecting your team, or well, most likely your AD carry or whoever is fed, because obviously every match can go differently. But definitely your goal when playing these champions is to peel and protect your team. So whoever is strongest member of your team, you definitely want to shield them, peel them, and make sure that no enemy team can reach that player. Obviously there are some champions like, let's say, Sona can definitely not only go for peel and heal, but she can also engage, right? If you really want to go for a flash ultimate ability, flash crescendo, obviously can surprise enemy team really well. So same as Rakan, he can also be a really good engage champion. So definitely some of these champions can not only do one sort of playstyle, but you can you know, play it in multiple ways. They are very versatile champions. You're definitely worth to check them out. So definitely one of those playstyles how you want to play these champions is definitely at the back of the team. Definitely want to peel your AD carry, peel whoever is strongest, like I mentioned before, and play for that single character. Definitely you don't want to be in front of the team, because that's where in my first episode where I mentioned about the team drafting, where the tanks would be the ones who would go in and start a team fight, while your job is to peel your carry, because there are obviously going to be some champions on enemy team trying to reach your AD carry, trying to reach your most fed member in the team, which, well, for you have to peel it and make sure that well, your teammate does not simply die, right? So definitely with them heals, with them shields, with also all sorts of protection, that is your job to do. And definitely you don't want to be the one starting in the fight. The good part is that you can shield and heal your team, you can shield and heal yourself, but at the same time, mostly those characters here are all pretty squishy. Definitely they are weakest links in the team most probably, especially if you're playing into a tank engage champion. But as of current meta, and thanks to the durability patch, these champions are now a little bit more safer, because you have more HP and then definitely more armor, and you don't really get one-shotted as fast. But there are some champions who can still, obviously, if you make the plays and you have enough damage in a team, you can also get, well, one-shotted anyways, especially let's say Sona playing into like a Blitzcrank. Yes, you may maybe survive a little bit longer, but you're still gonna end up dying, right? So definitely have to play really smart at the positioning at the back of the team. You don't want to be in the front. You always want to peel and shield your team and hope that your team does well in the team fights. Moving on to the next one is the tank engage champions. As you can see, I named a couple of them. Obviously, this is one of my go-to ones I really love. I'm a thresh main, so obviously thresh is my love. Thresh is my main champion, so I really like these tank engage champions. What is so cool about these champions, though, is that you are going to be the one who's going to be deciding how to team fight, right? You're going to be the one who's going to go in. You're going to be the one who's going to make those big plays, and definitely it can either cost you the win or the loss, right? So if you want to be the captain of the team basically and lead your team to the victory with an engage, with a proper engage, and you feel like that your teammates never engage properly, but you're going to be the one who wants to control your team in that sense, definitely that is your playstyle you want to go for. Right now, I would say in the current meta, there are not a lot of engaged champions you see in solo queue, but let's say in the lower ranks, I definitely would prefer Blitzcrank here, because Blitzcrank is one of those easy characters you can play and anyone can learn. If you're new to the game, definitely just pull people, grab people, and basically kill them right away. See hero, kill hero, right? But Nautilus is one of the strong ones as of now. You can definitely see some Leona here and there. Amumu right now also is pretty much one of even professional scene being played because of his 2 Qs that you can land, and especially level 1 is really strong for Amumu because of that. So definitely a surprise check there. But your playstyle definitely isn't being in front of the team, being the tank, being the initiator, and making the big plays happen there, right? You definitely don't want to stay in the back and really peel for the team. You want to be the initiator, but definitely can also be the one who peels for the team. Let's say Thresh is one of the champions, can also peel your team, as long as there's some kind of else player who can engage. Because, well, if you have no engage tools and you're playing the tank initiator, then you will be the one who's going to start the fights, but then someone else has to peel your AD carry, right? So especially if it is an AD carry without an escape tool, let's say like a Jinx or Varus. Then we have the third champion style here as a poke damage. You can name a lot of champions here, but I named only a couple. The most popular ones I would say is Brand, Xerath, Vel'Koz. You can see in support role, you can also see some Zyra, maybe Lux, Nico, maybe Lissandra, maybe some other champions you can potentially see as a poke damage. Even Galio, maybe if you build him AP, right? There are so many ways you can build Galio into a tank, into an AP, right? So he could also be one of those poke champions technically. But this is one of the playstyles, me personally, I never really play. I'm not really a big fan of it. So, because especially AD carries are not a big fan of it, because it really happens that a lot of these playstyles, especially the poke damage, you tend to maybe steal a couple CS here and there from the AD carry, which really pisses them off, and they definitely want to type some things to you, and because of that, your AD carry might be start trolling and stuff like that. So definitely you want to be very careful with that when you're CSing or trying to poke the enemy team. But this is one of the champions, a couple of the champions you can pick when your team is, for example, full AD. I also mentioned the topic in my previous video in the champion select. When you draft a full AD team, support AP definitely would be really good. So in case enemy team maybe builds full armor, then at least you have you playing the AP champion who can still burst and still do a lot of damage, since if no enemy team doesn't have magic resistance, well, it's all up to you to do the damage, right? So definitely one of those maybe spicy champion picks you might want to learn maybe here and there, you know, just for safety in case your team drafts full AD. But in this sense, well, I mean, since you are becoming like a secondary AP character in your team, well, or maybe the first AP character if you don't have anyone else in the team, well, the positioning obviously is somewhat safe, somewhat maybe the one so you can deal damage, well, before getting caught and before dying, obviously. So definitely want to play it really safe, really far, especially if you're playing like Xerath or Vel'Koz. Those are the champions you definitely want to play maybe from far. Even Lux, maybe you throw a binding, throw an ult, throw a shield, throw an E, slow them down, bind them, right? So you definitely want to maybe survive as long as you can, so you can maybe throw a couple more binds here and there, maybe a couple shields here and there, obviously, to help out your team. While Brand, for example, is, I would say, like a suicider champion who, even if he gets caught, he can still throw all of his abilities and still do a lot of damage because his ultimate bounces around. So definitely one of the annoying champions, but that's the playstyle. Basically, you play it like as a mid laner, just making sure you deal a lot of damage before you die, and you can potentially carry your team as well with the damage. And then the last, pick I want to talk about is that assassin. Well, the assassin is, there's only Pyke, but this, well, he is the only champion currently in League of Legends that you can play as an assassin. Obviously, you can try Zed support or Talon support and try to assassinate that way, but I don't think that will properly work as good as the Pyke is. But there are multiple ways you can play Pyke. You can also play Pyke Initiator, like a tank engage, with Aftershock and, well, building a little bit tankier, so you're not as squishy, maybe so you don't get one-shotted. But I haven't seen an Aftershock Pyke in about a year or two, so I feel like everyone's building Halo Blades, everyone's building the door, just building not shields, but the swords, little long swords, building them up into a dust blade or whatever, and just building assassin style, so he can grab you, he can stun you, and then he just one-shots you with hail blades and the ultimate, right? So one of the assassin style champions that is really fun to play. I tried him like once or twice. In one game I went 0-9, the other game I went like 11-3 or 4, something like that. So there are some games where you're just gonna pop off, and then there are some games where you're gonna be completely useless. So definitely wanna make sure you end up on the right side. So those are the play styles that you can play in League of Legends in support. Definitely, maybe there are some more champions I could have added into the list. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments down below. Definitely, I would like to hear some feedback about this style video. And maybe you have some other questions about support. You leave them as well there, so I can maybe make another video for you, for you guys. But that will be it from me today from this style of video. And I'll see you next time. Xeptron out.